So normally I've been sending out voice notes of the Tanya, but because I've been doing phone calls, like group phone calls, I wasn't able to record while I was doing the class, so I'm gonna do it over here. The benefit of this is that I had a chance to check up the Hayam Yaim and the Chumash a little bit, and I'm gonna include a little bit of that as well. So we're doing chapter 25. In chapter 25, the Alter Rebbe talks about how we could take this idea that Hashem is close to us in our heart, Bilvavcha, and that loving and fearing Hashem is so easy for us, and how to bring that into doing Torah mitzvahs and like doing all the positive and not doing all the negative. And the point touched upon today is the idea of, when we're ready to sacrifice for Hashem, right? We'd give up our whole life for Hashem. And those things, the positive commandments that take energy, right? How do we use that for the positive commandments? And what the Alter Rebbe says is that imagine the pain of pushing yourself against your natural nature. Like let's say you're very lethargic, right? You just don't want to do it. And imagine the pain of pushing yourself against your nature and doing it versus the pain of death, of sacrificing yourself for Hashem. Wouldn't you do this little push, right, against your nature? And so I paused right here and, kind of meditating on this idea of going against our nature. Going against our nature versus going against our will or intuition. And how we could confuse the two. And they're two very different things. I personally confuse them. Especially when Chassidus talks about pushing against our natural nature. Okay? So, a practical example, right? Let's say my natural nature is to be peaceful, right? My natural nature is not to stir things up. Rather, just let things go, right? And that's a very positive thing, and a lot of times it is a positive thing. It keeps friendships and relationships, and it keeps peace, right? And Hashem loves peace. What if I begin to feel within me that I'm separating from Hashem, okay? Which practically, right, it says Hashem is in your Beficha uvavavcha lasai. It's in you. It's in your heart. It's in your body. It's in you. If I'm beginning to feel that I'm separating myself from my oneness, from my light, I'm beginning to feel this there's something here that's going against Hashem. There's something here that's not being one with Hashem. And talking about Hashem as we could better understand it when we realize that it's a part of us. It's not something outside of us. Yes, it is the entire world and everything and unlimited, but we have a part of that within us. So if I could connect to that idea that I'm separating myself from something within me, then it better helps me make those decisions. When is it against my nature? When is it against my will, my intuition, God's will? How do I know when, what, where? But the biggest thing is, with this point that the Alter Rebbe says, is that when you do push yourself against your nature, and you do the positive commandment, suddenly the light of Hashem is revealed within you, and you feel, oh my goodness, just revealed. When that peace is just within you, and you realize, oh my goodness, wow, then that's connecting to your higher self, to Hashem. So connected to Hayam Yaim, the Hayam Yaim said that, I think, maybe I'm forgetting by this point, that all the abundance, everything in the world is Hashem wants to give to us. He just wants to pour it on us. And if we don't see it in our lives, you need to start just a little bit. Just even give a little bit of tzedakah from what you have, even a little bit, open up your vessel. And then Hashem would pour it down. And they're not directly connected, but the idea of just doing that little bit, and you'll experience the revealed light within you. And in the Parsha, just the first pasuk that I saw is, I will separate you from the Egyptians. Like this Makkah in today's portion is about Hashem separating the Yidden from the non-Jews. And this idea of there's, this higher level of a greater ability of being able to connect to that because of our separateness, because of our Kadesh, gives us more the ability to be one with Hashem's will and one in heart, mind, body, and soul with Hashem's will. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful, beautiful Shabbos.